Hey everyone, Rich here. Thanks for tuning into my video. As usual, I would just like to say that if anyone watching this video is feeling suicidal or just unsafe in any way, um, please call 911 or call the National Suicide Hotline. In the United States, that number is 1-800-273-TALK. That is 1-800-273-8255. Guys, I've been kind of struggling lately. I've been wanting to make a video. I've had all sorts of topics and ideas in my head that I've wanted to talk about. Um, Mentally, I have not been doing very well over the course of the last few weeks. And I felt that I would be doing a disservice to all of you doing a video talking about this and that when I myself am not doing well. But then I thought this is supposed to be a video, all these videos, to raise mental health awareness and to end the stigma and to try to get everyone to feel more comfortable with talking about how they feel, their emotions. And so why wouldn't I myself do the same? So here I am making this video. So I have not been doing very well for a number of reasons. And a lot of those reasons are just, really kind of superficial, Sometimes you just wake up and you just kind of have a feeling. A lot of times for me, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm having a dream. And by the time I wake up, the dream is already out of my mind. But some part of it is left over, something that you kind of feel. And sometimes it's just that feeling that can carry on through the course of the entire day. And I think this is what a lot of people don't understand with mental illness and in particular depression. I know I touched on it a bit in my last video. Guys, depression does not need a reason. You don't need to have a reason for being sad. If you're depressed and someone asks, why are you depressed? What's going on? And you say, I don't really know. And to get a response like, well, then why are you sad? You have no reason to be sad, I've heard it before, buck up, keep your chin up, you know, everything's okay. You have it pretty good, there's people that have it a lot worse than you. I know that. I know there are plenty of people that have it worse off than me. That doesn't change how I feel about myself. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to realize. A lot of times we're depressed, we're symptomatic, and sometimes we just need some reassurance. Sometimes it's nice to get a text message from someone saying, oh, how are you doing today? Something like that can bring someone down real low, right back up again, just knowing that someone cares enough to even ask how you're doing. Sometimes people, maybe you get discouraged, you reach out to someone and see how they're doing, and they don't respond. I know I'm guilty of this. I have people message me, and I'm awful at getting back to people. Sometimes it's not always because I'm depressed. Sometimes I'm forgetful. But a lot of the times it's just I don't have the capacity to have a conversation with someone. It might seem silly because, oh, it's just a text message, but it can be different. It's different for someone like me when I'm texting someone and then I get a text back. I feel obligated. I got a text, and then it just goes back and forth. When you really just want to be left to your own at that point. And I have plenty of days like that. I consider myself an introvert by nature. I tend to be better off when I'm by myself, or, maybe just one or two people. That's not to say that I don't like going out and being around people, because I do. I love going out with a group of friends. My birthday was last week. I went out to dinner with some friends. I had a very nice time. Um, but do I feel like that every day? No, no, no. There is no way I would want to be out in groups of people every single day. That would totally just plummet my mental state, and I know that. We have to be aware of our feelings and acknowledge it and say, this is how I feel right now. And say to your friends, I'm really just not feeling up to it. I don't feel that well. Um, I just don't, I just can't be around people right now. And I think a lot of us with mental illness feel that by saying that to someone, that we're saying, we don't want to hang out with you. We don't want to be around you. And that's not the case at all. I never not want to see any of my friends. I have a lot of really great and supportive friends. I do. But do I want to be out every single night of the week? No, no, I do not. Um, so I think that from my side, with someone who's mental illness, I have to tell myself that it's okay. I have to say, it's okay to tell my friends these things that emotionally I'm not doing well right now. And I just kind of want to be, I kind of want to just do my own thing. And from the other end, you have a loved one, a friend, someone that has depression. Please don't be offended. Maybe they don't have mental illness. Maybe you don't know they do. It shouldn't change the fact that if someone says, hey, I'm just really not feeling it tonight, I'm just kind of down and I just want to be alone. That's not anything against you as a friend or a mother or a father or a son or a daughter or anything like that. We're not saying, hey, I don't want to be near you right now. We're just saying, hey, I just do not at this moment have the capacity to be around people. And it can be really difficult. I know that, once I graduated high school and, I'm around, friends a lot, early 20s, mid 20s, you're all going out, you're partying, hitting up the bar scene, you're having a good time. And there was a lot of times where I just did not feel that I could do it. I did not feel like I could be around a group of people. There were a lot of times when I was hanging out with friends and I would just walk away. I would just be pacing around. I would just be sad. I would be depressed. I just did not want to. I would be out with my friends, but I wasn't with them. They could be sitting on the back porch and I'm pacing out in the front yard. And, what's wrong, Rich? Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about me. Isn't that our go-to? I'm fine. Nothing to worry about, I just got a lot on my mind right now. That's what I said for many, many years. Some of my friends I had told about my experience at 18 when I did try to take my own life. But a lot of I didn't. I did not feel that it was something people really needed to know. I was afraid of being judged. You know, Look at this guy. He's going off. He's trying to kill himself, and he's got a pretty decent life. He's got family. He's got friends that love him. He's got a job. He's got all of these things. I don't care. None of these things matter when I'm depressed. I don't care that I have my own apartment, that I had good grades in college, that I have a steady job. None of this matters. I'm getting worked up saying it. It doesn't matter. You could be, you could have everything in life that you could ever want. None of that stuff is going to bring you happiness. Look at some of these celebrities over the years. You think, oh yeah, Chester Bennington, he's a lead singer, it is awesome band, he's got money, he's got everything he could ever want. Kill himself. And you think, oh, why would he do that? He had everything he ever wanted. Just because you think that someone has everything that they want, that doesn't make them happy. You know the old adage, money doesn't buy happiness. It's true. Maybe some people, they have money, they're set for life, maybe that'll make them happy. I know for me, if I were to win the Mega Millions right now, and I would be set for my entire life, never have to work another day in my life, that's not going to make my mental illness go away. I'm still going to have major depressive. I'm still going to have generalized anxiety. I'm still going to have bipolar. I'm still going to have borderline personality. These things don't go away with money. I wish they did. I wish they did, because if they did, then no one would have it anymore. We would all be lining up to get this miracle drug that will just wipe our brains clean of all the negative feelings and emotions. But that's not the way things are. There is no one-all cure-all for depression or any kind of mental illness. And that's been part of my struggles the last week or two. I see a psychiatrist. I'm on medication. I'm on an antidepressant. I'm on anxiety medications, 2 of them. I have 2 anti-psych meds. The most recent one I just got put on, lithium, right now is destroying me. And every time I start to feel like I am leveling out from it, the dose gets increased. And then I have sleepless nights. And then I have where I just cannot get out of bed. It's just, just for the life of me, I cannot even wake up. Medication is not the cure for mental illness. There is no cure for mental illness, okay? Medication can help alleviate the symptoms, but they're not going to make the mental illness go away. There's a lot of other things that someone can try to do to further help along with medication. There's therapy, group therapy, one-on-one therapy with a licensed therapist. Myself, I am not licensed, but in my profession, I am a counselor. So while I cannot give what they call professional advice, I can talk based on my experience of 7 years in the vocation, just as many years of college, and half my life of living with my own mental illness. Every day has been a struggle for me. My most recent attempt on my life was last year. And I haven't really told many people that. Maybe some people kind of guessed or figured it out, and those watching this video will probably at this point know what I'm talking about and when that was. But it's something that embarrassed me to admit. And that's another reason why I'm making these videos. I'm trying to push my inhibitions away. I'm going to be completely open and honest with every single one of you. Because if I can't be honest and open about my mental illness, then how can I expect any of you to do the same? I'd be doing you a disservice. How can I tell you to do it and not do it myself? So here I am. My name is Rich. I have mental illness. I suffer from it every day. Some days are good and some days are bad. On the good days, I still have mental illness. Maybe I'm just not as symptomatic as I was, but that doesn't change the fact that I have these mental illness and I'm going to have them for the rest of my life. No medication is ever going to make that go away unless there's some miracle drug that comes out years from now. But that's how it is, And as much as it scares the crap out of me, just like it scared me when I did my previous video, because I'm opening myself up not just to my peers, not just the people around me. No, there are people that have watched this video that I've never met before in my life. So I'm not just opening myself up to loved ones. I'm opening myself up to the world at this point. Anyone, I mean, because anyone in the world now can watch these videos. It's on YouTube. Um, so this is my experience, and I am going to continue to make videos and share my experiences and talk about different topics and issues related to mental illness. I'm going to talk about my own experiences a lot because I want everyone watching this video, whether you suffer from mental illness or not, to be able to watch this video and say, hey, this guy is suffering, but he is still opening himself up. He is able to talk about these things, and that's really helpful to me because I relate to these experiences, whether it's relatable to you or it relates to you in regards to someone else that you know. I know, plenty of people I had messaged me after my last video. I got such a great positive response, and I love all of you for watching my videos now, and for sharing them. And I got a lot of really great feedback on it about, Rich. It was, very helpful, and I related so much about the things that you talked about. And other people saying, this really helped me to understand, my husband even more. Because it's like I tell plenty of people, you don't understand it unless you have it. How can you really understand the suffering that someone is going through unless you've suffered the same? I don't pretend to know what people with schizophrenia are going through. I don't have schizophrenia. Some of my clients do, so I can talk on experiences that I have witnessed and what I have learned in my own education. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you about my experiences with schizophrenia because I don't have it. I'm going to talk to you guys about what I have. That's a relatable experience. I'm going to encourage all of you with mental illness to try to feel more comfortable with it. It's like I said in my last video, my hope is that for everyone with a mental illness to be able to stand up and say, this is me. This is what I have. The way I look at it is it's no different than having some sort of medical illness, someone with cancer, someone with a cold. You go to a doctor, you say, I'm sick, I have a cold. You tell your friends, I'm sick, I got a cold. I can talk to my friends, say, I'm depressed. Because my depression, my mental illness, this is me. My mental illness does not define who I am. It is a part of who I am. And to dismiss that would be to dismiss part of myself. And the only person that I'm hurting doing that is me. I have really bad days. I do. I still have days where I think about, what good am I? Why do I deserve to be still living when there are people that are way better than me that have died? What is my purpose? I don't feel like I have a purpose. I feel like I would be doing people more good if I was no longer living. These are the thoughts that I deal with almost every day. And I know that they're not true, but that doesn't make them go away. I think what is important and the reason why I'm making these videos is I am getting more, or at least trying to get more comfortable with opening up about myself in the hopes that anyone watching this video will have the strength to do so as well. I am happy to speak with anyone. If you're watching this video and you have any questions or you want to reach out and talk, please feel free. You can leave a comment below this video. If you want, you can just say, "Hey, Rich, can we talk?" I'll be happy to give you my email address. And we can talk. I'm happy to listen. I'm happy to talk with anyone. I will never at any point say, I'm feeling awful right now and I cannot deal with you. We all need someone at some point in our life, and I would never dismiss anyone. And to those of you watching this video that know someone that has a mental illness, or maybe they don't, but are exhibiting some of the symptoms that I've been talking about that I experience myself, don't dismiss them. It can be embarrassing to talk about being depressed and sad. I get it. That's why a lot of people don't, and that's the stigma. The stigma is that people with depression, people with mental illness, they are sick in the head, that they should not be a member of society, that they should be locked away somewhere where they cannot be in contact with regular people. I'll tell you what, I have mental illness. I have a full-time job. I am a supervisor. I went to school, I have done plenty to prove that I am a functional member of society. And all of these people that I interact on a daily basis, I'm sure they don't know that I have a mental illness. If they did, would they look at me differently? Would they judge me differently? Probably some would. Probably some would. Probably people that don't know me, but I'm sure there would be people that would. And that's what I really want to accomplish by making these videos is, and I know that, to be real, I'm not going to have like 1 million people watching these videos, but if I have 200 people watch a video and I help only one person, then I'm satisfied. If I help one person, then this was all worth it to me. I hope that anyone watching this video gets something out of it, whether it's help for themselves or some ideas of how to, approach someone that you feel has some sort of illness or depression or anything like that. And to, be able to say, hey, I know you're suffering right now. Maybe you don't want to talk about it, but if you do, I'm here for you. And, that's the best thing you can possibly do. Even if the person does not want to talk about it, maybe they're uncomfortable talking about it, maybe they're not ready to talk about it. I can almost guarantee you that by asking, you have made their day better. While they still may be suffering and they may still be depressed, they know that you care about them. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't have asked. So, understanding goes a long way. A lot of us that are sick like we are, we just feel like we're a burden on everyone else. I feel like that all the time. I feel like I'm just a burden on my family. All they do is worry. I'm a burden on my friends. No one wants to hang out with me. No one wants to be around me. And I know that these things aren't true, but that's how I feel. And even, just getting like I said, just like a text message from someone saying, hey, Rich, how you doing? How's it going? How you feeling? Maybe I don't answer, But, I look at that and I'll be like, yeah, that's pretty cool that they, they took the time, they were thinking about me, and, they reached out. And I know more than once that's helped me out a lot. It's kind of, when I'm standing on the edge looking down, and that's something that, you know, can cause me to step back and say, you know what, maybe this isn't a great idea. Maybe I would do more harm to people by leaving this world. And maybe my life does matter. I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you wouldn't mind, I would gladly appreciate if you could share this video on any social media platforms that you are on, um, or subscribe so you can see all my future videos, know when they're posted. Would just like to ask that if you share this video, please use hashtag end the stigma and hashtag mental health awareness. Both of these are very important to me and why I'm making these videos. I want the world, or at least everyone that watches these videos, to know that just because we have mental illness, we are not dangerous people. We can be fully functioning members of society. It is okay to approach us. It is okay to ask how we are. And it is okay for us to stand up and say, hey, I am not doing well right now. Can we talk about it? Thank you all again for watching my video. Have a good day. See you next time.